What up, players? It's Warboss Tay back up in this mug. I wanted to do a little video here to kind of go over the boot camp, the July Painting Challenge in general, and I guess hopefully clear up some just some myths and some questions, maybe some fears that some of you out there might have about taking part in the challenge. Now, first of all, what I wanted to do from the very beginning, the very first time I started the July Painting Challenge, I wanted to take a battle force and I wanted to build it up and I wanted to paint it up, and I wanted to do it in a very limited amount of time during a month. And I saw Christopher from AG Productions put up this Project Wood Elves series of videos that I thought was just so inspirational, and it was so great to see someone charting his progress day after day after day from the very beginning of a project and seeing it hopefully to completion, and if not to completion, then just to track and record and have that out there on YouTube. And that's why I like posting on YouTube. That's why I like being a YouTuber. That's why I like being a part of this community that we have, because every day the number of YouTube hobbyists grows, and I've got people that are sending me messages now that used to comment on my videos from like back in 2012, and I've got new subscribers that are commenting on my videos for the very first time, and it is so heartwarming for me, and I love this community so much, and I love how we are able to really uplift each other. So the project sprang from my want, my desire to create something for us in the community that we could really have ownership over. And I thought, well, now that, year after year, as I started doing it, more people were coming up with challenges, more people were doing these month-long projects. You've got project logs on forums, things where you can show off pictures, and I thought, this is great, and I want my project to still be a part of that. I want my challenge, my July Painting Challenge, to be a part of that. And so I thought, how can I make this uniquely my own so that people will kind of keep my challenge unique in their minds? And so that's where I came up with the idea of the daily questions. And back when I thought that I was fired up to take on the world, and I had all the time to plot out how I was going to film every single day, and it was going to be unstoppable. I really thought I could continue filming and painting and posting a video a day. And as life moved on and more real life responsibilities started to kind of pile onto my plate, I realized, I'm not going to have as much time, but I still want to do something within a month. So I'm not going to be that young, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like fired-up hobbyist that could paint and post every single day. And that's okay, because I think a lot of us that are lucky enough to have that be a truth for us at any time, I think that's, we're very, very lucky. For those of us who can sit down at our hobby table for more than 15 minutes a day and paint and upload to YouTube every single day for any stretch of time, I consider that a huge blessing. So knowing where I am now and realizing, okay, I've got more things that I need to keep my brain juggling so that I can live and make a living and hopefully sit down at my hobby table whenever I can, then I want this challenge to be for them too. I want the challenge to be for everybody. And I've always wanted the challenge to be something that brings us together as a community. So if you're on the fence, I've heard like alternative artists and Daniel Sprinkle mentioned this in their bootcamp videos, and I thought, it's a great way to, I'm going to piggyback on top of what they're saying. And I want to say, like, if you're on the fence about a challenge to do, and if you've done challenges before, if you've done projects before and you haven't completed them, and even if you've done my challenge before and you weren't able to complete it last year or the year before, always, I say, give it a shot. Jump in, because the only real way to fail, I think, is if you give up absolutely, completely, and you just throw up your hands and you say, I give up. This challenge is so stressful. I'm not even gonna, I give up painting. I give up the game. I give up everything, and you sell it on eBay. And I don't want to say that that's like how you fail, because I think failure and the idea of failing, it's something that we take as a hobby that we want to do because we enjoy it, I think it's really negative. So even if you give up and you say, I'm done, you sell everything on eBay and you move to the mountains and you decide to become a monk and meditate, or you go completely away from the hobby. Hey, 10 years down the line, most of us take hiatuses for for at least 10 years, 5 to 10 years, and then they come back and we remember what it was like to paint, and we remember how much fun we had playing the games and reading the White Dwarfs and thinking of color schemes and army compositions and stuff. So jump back into it. If you've no matter what your experience is with coming up with an army and or coming up with a finished painted product, this is, I always say it's the best time to be painting miniatures, because it's true. Like, the time only moves in one direction, and we're always getting older, and we're never going to be the same person we were 5 seconds ago. We're always changing, we're always growing, and that's why now is the best time. Like, if you're thinking, oh, maybe I'll watch TV, or maybe I'll sit down and veg, or I just came home from work and I'm really not feeling like sitting down at the hobby table, then, of course, you got to do what makes you happy. You got to keep your own batteries charged, I guess, as it were. But really, there never is a better time. And your miniatures will always be there, and they're always going to want you to paint them, because nobody wants gray plastic on the table. I think we can all agree that the best solution is for all of us to paint everything in our closets and in our attics and in our garages and not have any bare plastic. That's my goal. That is my dream. I have a dream for all of us, and it is painted armies on the table. Even if they are gray, like this Carcharodon's Leviathan Dreadnought. It's going to look awesome if they're painted. So the boot camp sprang out of that, because a lot of people look at a 31-day challenge where they have to think, oh, I have to paint and post every single day. That's kind of overwhelming. That's a little intimidating. Yeah, it is. It's very intimidating. So the boot camp is meant for you to test what your limits are. Because believe me, there's no better way to find out what your limits are than to undergo this journey. So 5 days where you film a video a day, or you post every single day, or you take a picture and you post it up on the Google group, that's not nothing. That's a huge accomplishment, especially if you're a new YouTuber and you've not really posted videos before. You're gonna find yourself, hopefully, because this is how my experience with it, and a lot of people that I've seen take the boot camp, you're going to find yourself amazed at what you can do. And that is my dream. That's what makes me happiest, when you amaze yourself at what you're able to accomplish. That's my dream. That's my goal. I want you to surprise yourself. I want you to realize that you are an amazing painter and an amazing hobbyist. And even if you're learning, even if you're making mistakes and your painting is not what you want it to be, you can keep building those skills. So take the bootcamp challenge, take the July painting challenge. If you have to start it in August or September or October or November, it's called the July painting challenge because it needs a name. I want to put it in a month, but really make it your own, because my challenge is going to be different from yours, and it's going to be different from everybody else's in the Google group and on YouTube. But hey, if you're watching this video and you're led here from Twitter or YouTube or Facebook or wherever, and you've never taken it, think about it. Look at the guidelines, look at the questions, think about jumping in and taking part, because this is the best community, and there is really no better time to start painting. And I'm so excited. I'm so fired up, you guys. I really, really am looking forward to it this year. And knowing that we are all on a limited amount of time, we've all got the same amount of hours in the day, and we've all got our own personal issues to deal with. I'm so looking forward to seeing what you guys put out there, and to seeing your creative energy put into your models. So join the Google group, post up in YouTube, link to the Google group, and I look forward to seeing all of your projects. You guys have a great day. It's Friday night. Treat yourself. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you in the next video.